Hey guys, Michael Edward with True Trading Group. January 22nd, with this video, I want to talk to you about how a day trade turned into a swing trade in this ZIOP. But I also want to go over with you why I broke one of my rules today. One of the rules I try to hold myself to is not entering a new position during lunchtime, because I do not trust lunchtime breakouts. They tend to fail more often than they give you continuation, and it's because of the lack of volume during lunchtime. Things usually slow down a bit, so that's one of the rules that I've kind of put on myself, and I broke that rule today. I entered this ZIOP trade right around 12:30, and I want to show you why. Okay, because why I broke my rule goes hand in hand with why and how this ZIOP turned into a swing trade. And I'll get right to the charts. You guys can see right off the opening bell, this stock just exploded. Okay, was a runaway train. It really never gave you a pattern. There was no TTG triangle. There wasn't a bull flag or a bullish pennant. There wasn't a double bottom. There wasn't a high volume break above VWAP. There wasn't a break through the high and a retest. It just went straight up. Okay, so I was watching this stock in the morning as it was pushing, waiting for some type of a pattern so I can look for an entry and kind of identify my risk, and it just didn't give me one. It just kept running and running and running until it finally put in that high right here around 525 and pulled in. Okay, but let's go to the daily chart, because I want to show you key resistance levels that this stock busted through. This is a real strong green engulfing candle, guys. Real heavy volume today as the stock broke through several months worth of consolidation. You can see all of this consolidation broken in one single trading day on high volume. And there were several pivot areas that I want to go over with you. Here's your first pivot area that the stock broke through. Here is your second pivot area that was broken in the morning. And then lastly, here is your final pivot area that the stock had broken through in the morning. Okay, here it is. I'll circle the highs for you guys so you guys can see it maybe a little bit clearer on your screen. Okay, you can see all these highs, all this resistance was broken right off the opening bell, as if they weren't even there. The stock didn't even flinch at any of these levels. Watch what happens when I go back to the intraday chart. Look at these lines. Look at this resistance. Just blew straight through these resistance levels like they weren't even there. Okay, this is what let me know this stock is extremely strong today, and I'm going to look for an area of support on a pullback. What I want you to focus on most is this area right here. You can see that the stock held support at a previous resistance level that I just identified on the daily. Let's go back to the daily. This last resistance level, this last pivot area, after the stock broke through it in the morning, you see it pull back in and it found support right at that previous resistance area. That is a bullish sign. Then let's also take a Fibonacci retracement level. We go from the low of the move up to the high of the move and look at what lines up exactly with that previous resistance level, the 38.2 Fibonacci retracement. This is why I broke my rule. This is why I entered this ZIOP when I did. Okay, once the stock bounced off of this level, you see it pull back in. It puts in a higher low, holds above VWAP, and I jumped in the trade. Okay, that's when I got long ZIOP. This is why I broke my rules, guys. The stock was showing me a lot of signs of strength. A lot of signs of strength. Just blew through all those resistance levels, held above that previous resistance level that also was the 38.2 Fibonacci. Higher low, holds above VWAP. Any other day, the market's very slow right now. We're not getting continuation. We're not getting follow through. The last 3 or 4 days have been very choppy, and we haven't been getting follow through. I've been telling all of our members, be quick to take profits when you get that first breakout. Take your profits. Don't look for the second or third move because we're not getting it right now. Any other day, right here, this stock continues and breaks through the high of the day because you can see volume started to increase right here. Volume started coming in as we got out of lunchtime and the stock started to make its move, but then the volume was not able to sustain itself, ended up drying out again, and the stock just kind of traded sideways for the rest of the day. If this was any other day, this stock would have continued higher and broken through the high of the day. Okay, but we didn't get that action, and this is how a day trade has turned into a swing trade. I took some profit off the table, guys, up in here once I realized that the volume was drying out and it wasn't the heavy, consistent volume that I was looking for. That is the indication of the stocks going to break that high. Once I saw the volume slow down again, I took some profit off the table, but I'm still holding on to some of this ZIOP, looking for some continuation. Let's go to the daily chart. Let me delete all these lines so you can see things a little bit more clearly and show you something else that I noticed. Okay, here we are on the daily chart. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this volume so you can see a little bit more clear. Here's your MACD indicator. You guys can see very clearly the MACD indicator is on a nice, steady uptrend. You then can see the MACD has just crossed over the 0 line. The MACD indicator is showing us bullish divergence as the value of the MACD is increasing. Meanwhile, the share price of ZIOP was decreasing while the MACD was increasing. And now we just got a break above the 0 line, which is another bullish signal on a real strong green engulfing candle. That is another reason why this day trade turned into a swing trade, because of the buy signals that I was getting out of that MACD indicator. And then let's go to the RSI. Again, with the RSI, you can see a little some bullish divergence in the RSI indicator as the value of the RSI is increasing while the share price of ZIOP had been decreasing. Okay, so we've got bullish divergence on the MACD, we got bullish divergence on the RSI, and we have a real strong green engulfing candle. Let me pull the volume back for you guys. Real strong green engulfing candle. Okay, as we break through a lot of these resistance levels, the stock held above the 38.2 Fibonacci level on the intraday chart and held above that previous resistance level on the daily. Okay, for those reasons, I'm looking for some continuation on this ZIOP. I already locked in some profit intraday just to be prudent, but I still have a piece of this position looking for some continuation tomorrow or in the coming days. Okay, so we'll see how that trade works out. See you guys in chat tomorrow.